Hi Leo, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This, Leo, is your reading, your general reading for the end of the month, for the 2 weeks to the end of December, okay? I'm going to draw 6 cards. The first cards are for this week from the 17th, or whatever day I put these out, and the second card is the last week of December, okay? The second row is the last week of December. I've already shuffled the deck and I've already meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we shall get started, okay? Okay, so this is the card at the base of your reading, my darlings, the Page of Wands. Okay, so this is the card that we refer to for shorthand as the Stalker card. But the reason we refer to this card as a Stalker card is because of the diligence, the focus, the attention to detail, the research that this the Page of Swords does. This is active energy. So this is you actively researching something, trying to find something out, trying to work out something, trying to find information, etc. Okay, so this could be potentially it's you, or it could be somebody else, I suppose, doing that, in your vicinity. But it's masculine, so masculine's always about the things that we are doing, or the actions that we are taking. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, these are clarifying cards. I will know when to pull them. I do read intuitively. One of my viewers last month asked me, she said, how do you know what cards to choose? So I'll be putting a little video in my Key Wisdom playlist, okay? So you can check that out over the Christmas period and just sort of, if you're interested, you can watch it. Okay, my darling. So this is for this week, as I said. In fact, let me write this down because it's annoying me that I've not put the dates on here. So we'll do it from... There we go. Okay, so it's going to be the first week's from the 18th, okay, which is this week, basically this Tuesday, and then this second week's for the Christmas week, okay? So let's have a look. First of all, we've got the Four of Swords. So this is the second sword that we've seen, okay? So there might be lots of contemplation going on, my darlings, lots of trying to think clearly. The sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication, what we think, what we allow ourselves to think, what we say, what we allow ourselves to say, etc. This is number 4. Fours are all about the structures and the foundations in our lives. So this is why we refer to this card as the meditation card, because it's about thinking about our foundations and our structures, our mental foundations, and the structures in our lives, reflecting on those things. This is why we call the Four of Swords the meditation card, okay? So this might be that this week, Leo, from the 18th, you might be looking and reflecting maybe back on the year. It's this time of year, isn't it? It's the 18th of December. Well, it's the 17th today. It's the 18th of December. So we are reflective, aren't we, on the year, what's been going on, what's happened, the changes, the things that we feel, etc. So it could just be that type of energy this week. You might be quite reflective and contemplative. Yes, clearly some of you are. The next card we've got, the Major Arcana card of the Hanged Man. It's number 12 in the Major Arcana. Okay, the Hanged Man, in a nutshell, is about seeing situations from a different perspective, trying to reconcile, trying to understand, trying to work out. trying to reconcile, trying to understand, trying to work out how a situation, how a circumstance has affected you, trying to see the benefits of situations, no matter how difficult or negative they were. Now, I do that because there's no such thing as negative. It's all neutral. Experiences are neutral. And you can say what you want, but I'm entitled to say that, okay? Because as I said, you don't know what I've been through, and I feel like that. So trust me when I say it, yeah? So, the Hanged Man is that energy of trying to incorporate the wisdom of your experiences, the things that you have been through. It's number 12 here, so that adds up to number 3. And again, number 3 is a master number. It's related to the collective unconsciousness. It's related to the ascended masters like Buddha, like Jesus Christ, like your ancestors that have passed on. The energy of all that have ever lived is still exists. It's still here, and we can reflect on that. And this is really what this week seems to be about for you. It seems to be about coming into enlightenment based on reflecting on some of the experiences that you've actually already been through in your life, or this year, or this week, or whatever, okay? And look, all these cards so far, Page of Swords, Four of Swords, the Hanged Man, they're all actively asking you, sorry, this is clarifying, they're all actively asking you to do this, to be reflective, okay? Let's look at maybe why this is what this card, another sword energy, okay? So it maybe for some of you, potentially for some of you, it's about a decision. It's about making a decision, or it's about taking action on the decision, or it's about trying to understand why you want to do something, why you want to go somewhere. I always talk about this energy, the Two of Swords especially, as being a card of trust, because you know on a level what you need to do. You know what you should be doing. But you won't allow yourself consciously, in a way, to accept that or to act on that or to realize that. And with the Two of Swords, with this energy. And when I say it's about trust, you've got to know that once you say, okay, I'll accept it. I don't want this anymore, or I do want this now. You've got to trust that everything will work itself out. And that doesn't mean everything's going to be amazing and fine. What I mean by that is you will know once you take the blindfold off and you've accepted how it is you really feel about this or about that, you will know then naturally what the next step is to do, what the next course of action is. So you've really got to trust that you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It's okay to admit this to yourself. Whatever this is to you, that's this energy. It's okay to admit it to yourself. It's okay. That's this energy. You've got to try to admit it to yourself, to see it, to accept it, to acknowledge it. That's this energy. And to realize that whatever this decision is, or whatever this choice to not look at something, whatever that is, it's important that you do, because it brings you into wisdom, to awareness. There's blessings there, okay? So the next card is this one here, my darlings, and we've got the Hierophant. Quite so far, quite a spiritual reading for you. We've got a lot of reflection going on, active reflection, and I talked very briefly about, this being a master number 12, 1, 2, equals 3. And this also is another divine card. Now, divine, if you don't think about God when I say that, think about your soul, because your soul, and that's something that's internal. That's something that is the essence, really, of you, the essence of me, the essence of all of us as individuals. you know, being connected to that, understanding what that is for you. Who are you? What does that mean? Etc. This is about being connected to that, and that being your guide, you being guided by that, and listening to that. Okay. You know, the Hierophant used to be called the Pope card. I always say this. So this is why we link it. It's linked to traditions. It's linked to traditional, my mind, what the institutions, that's the word. It's traditional institutions like marriage, like, you know, mortgages, like religion, etc. But it's, you know, we have these, this is the thing what I love about the tarot, because it's about questions. Everyone thinks the tarot is about answers, and it is so not about answers. It's about questions. It's about asking questions. You should see this card and you should be asking about yourself without me saying anything. You should be saying, okay, yeah, you know, what are the traditions in my life? You know, am I comfortable in these? Is there anything with the number 5 that I need to change? Is there anything that I need to adapt? This is what these are the questions. Am I being truthful with myself? Am I listening to my soul, to what I know, to what I feel? Am I being authentic in that? This is that energy. This is what it's asking you. And yeah, people say, oh, you know, it's to do with marriage. You know, you could be making a decision about marriage. Of course you could, because it's linked to that traditional institution of marriage and all the traditional institutions that we have. But I think that for some of you, these are the type of questions that are being asked of you. You're being prompted almost. It might be that you feel like you're almost overwhelmed in thinking about these things. Now, I talked in the earlier set of videos for this month, for December. I talked up until the 9th of December. I talked about the fact that you know, this time of year, the Christmas period, is the time when most people, when there's a spike, there's an increase in relationships ending, so ending of marriages, you know, long-term commitments separating. And that is because, you know, we spend a lot of time together over Christmas, and you know, you spend more time with your husband, your wife, your brothers, your sisters, your kids. You spend more time with them over the Christmas than at any other time of year, because you're forced to. And so it makes some people question, are they happy in this marriage? Are they happy? And if they're not married, am I happy being single and alone? You know, we start to question these things over Christmas time, just because of the time that we have. So this is that type of energy. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your marriage. But this is about you asking the questions for yourself and being reflective on the situation or the circumstance that you are actually in. For some of you, there's a decision that needs to be made. There's research that needs to be done, whether or not this is in relation to work, in relation to an institution, you know, or a marriage, or the way that you're living is totally individual. So you'll have to apply it. But it's this element of being very reflective this month, Leo. Very reflective. And I appreciate that. You know, I definitely appreciate that. Now, this card is linked to this card, so I'm going to put it there. There we go. This card is linked. I think it's linked to that one. Anyway, okay. That came through, so I'm happy. Okay, so the next one. So this is the next week. This is the week of, you know, basically Christmas Eve until the end of or Christmas Day, whatever, to the end of the year, 31st. We've got the night, excuse me, got the Knight of Wands. So this is you moving. This is you taking action. Now, I'm not saying, listen, these are, as I just said, these are questions. All tarot cards are questions. They are archetypes. They represent an energy, an experience, an emotion, an action. All the tarot cards do, okay? And the purpose of tarot, for me, my key wisdom, is the questions that this makes us ask, makes me reflect on, makes me understand my karma and my situation. So for you, Leo, the next question that we've got is the Knight of Wands. So remember, this is active, it's masculine. So masculine energies are all about the actions that we take, the things that we do, the directions that we go in. Secondly, this is fire, so it's your energy. It's related to this other sides of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, your energy. So this is ones are related to the things that we're passionate about, our imagination, our creativity, the things that move us and drive us and motivate us and excite us. And this is wild abandon. That's what came into my head then. Wild abandon. This is Christmas, so this might just be you going for it, hitting it hard at Christmas, you know, having lots of drinking, going out, seeing your friends, your family, having lots of fun, lots of laughter. You know, it's very fast moving, so people talk about this card as being unstable. But it could just be that you've got a lot on. So if you think about, no, I won't say that, because I'm just thinking, you know, of actually the qualities of fire, what fire does when we start a fire, how it grows, how it moves. So this could just be you going out there, doing things, you know, going to see lots of friends, lots of family, you know, just having lots of fun over the Christmas period. It could be this, but we'll know because this is a clarifier. Wow. So yeah, for some of us, there's lots of drinking going on. Oh, that reminds me about last Friday. Oh, I was drinking single malts, mate. Oh my word. Oh, I had a great time though. Anyway, so we've got the 9 of Cups. So yeah, for some of you, this is Christmas week. This is the Christmas week. So this could just be partying, going out there, having fun. You know, there could be a sort of a slight avoidance maybe of this realization that you've come into. You know, this week you are coming into realizations and you're trying to be reflective, and it could be that we come into those realizations, we understand, we reflect on what we've experienced, and we make the decision that we've been trying to make, and then it's about taking action on them. We're taking action on something that we're passionate about, with it being the wand energy, but also something that is really something that we have wanted for some time, potentially, with the 9 of Cups, something that we've wished for, something that we have wanted to see happen. It seems like you're actually taking action. You're going to do things to try to get a situation to happen in the way that you want it. And it might be that because you have done some research, you're trying to move home or get some, you know, you're trying to get something to happen. I'm sorry, I'm getting a very specific message for someone. Just okay, right. You know, I'll just say it. It's probably this is very specific. Okay, so for some of you, this is like either yourself or your loved one, you know, family member, for example, and they're elderly, and looking to place them in a home, in a retirement home, or in some sort of care facility, and it might be that for some of you, that's a decision that you know, maybe someone's got Alzheimer's, that just came through, and they are in need of a care home or a nurse, you know, people to be with them who you can trust. Maybe you live quite far apart and you've been trying to look for a home for them, or you've been trying to look for a nurse for your loved one, and it seems like we might be rushing a little bit into this, but it seems like we're looking to find that person. So for some of you, that for one, excuse me excuse me, sorry. So for someone, that is the message. I let me know in comments or email me if that's you. Okay, so yeah, we've got so this is Christmas week. Okay, so this is the 2 of Wands, so it's new opportunities. 2s are a commitment, so 2s are things that we are committed to, things that we in this instance, it might be feeling a certain way, or wanting to go in or being determined to go in a specific direction, it to start and to take an opportunity, to take up an opportunity. There's like a sense though of strength and power with this for you guys, Leo, that you're able. See, I feel like it's a magician, but it's not. Obviously, this is not the magician, but it's like there's this there's a real connection with your own personal power this week, in Christmas week. There's a real decisiveness, there's a real strength in the way forward. You know, you might have had other people trying to cloud your judgment and trying to make decisions for you, or trying to, you know, get in on, you know, people might be saying, oh, do this instead, do that instead, do this, but you, for some reason, I'm getting this real clear sense of direction, real clear sense of decisiveness now, which is very different, isn't it, to the one above. In fact, we've got the Two of Swords there, haven't we? And that's below the the Two of Wands is above that. So, you know, something is changing. This is telling me that we're having change. We're having action from where there was inaction, where there was indecisiveness. We've got decisiveness. We've got action. We've got confidence coming from you. And I think that's because you've spent time reflecting. There's been this element of, see, I feel like there's someone has been ill, physically ill and unwell for you in your life. It might be you, or it might be a loved one who's been unwell, and maybe you've been trying to make a decision about care, about your care, or about somebody else's care, and the way is clear now. You know what you need to do. What you need to do. You know what you need to do now. The Five of Pentacles. Fives are about changes. The Pentacles energy is all about what we put our energy and effort into to manifest in this world. So with the Five of Pentacles, it's almost like something's happened or changed in our circumstances, in our material circumstances, that sorts of makes us recognize or consider things that we need to adapt in our lives. You know, it's if someone, for example, if we lose our job, none of you are losing your job, I don't get that, it's nothing to do with that, but it's like if we lose a job, then we might feel really down and feel really bad, and it might not just be because of the money, it might be because of our own, you know, we attach a lot of who we are to the work that we do, for example. And maybe in the past some of you have done that. Maybe in the past some of you have attached a huge amount of importance on your status, on the things that people see, the outward things that people see. But things are changing for you. You're in a different place now, Leo. You're in a place where you seem to be in a place where you're being much more decisive this week. This is Christmas week, last week of the year. Excuse me. Just a second. You seem to be in a place where much more decisive this year. Much more decisive at this time, much more confident at this time, and much more ready to take on an opportunity to go somewhere. And maybe you wouldn't have been able to do that before. Maybe you felt you couldn't do that before, but now you can, okay? Excuse me. Okay, your last card, my darlings, is the King of Wands. Excellent. So, sorry. Okay. I'm going to get through this. Okay, your last card, my darlings, is the King of Wands. So this is really really good to see, because again, it's this I feel this energy of confidence, really. And look, we've had wand at the, you know, these were the three cards that came out, these are your clarifiers. You know, we've had wand energy, and then we get the King of Wands. This is your energy, Leo, and this is you standing in your personal power, being strong, being confident, and actually moving in the directions that you want to go in, that you're passionate about, that you feel are the right things to do. And the reason you can be so confident is because you've been reflective, you've looked at the situation from all angles, you've done your research, you've tried to make a decision in a measured and balanced way, and you've listened to the wisdom of your experiences, to the collective consciousness. You've listened to and understood and questioned the things that need to be changed. And now we move into the last week of the year, and it seems that you're going to do that. You're going to make the changes that you want to make, or go in the direction that you want to go in. You're going to be you're going to take control of the health care or of where you know, this loved one is going to be living and staying and looked after. So it's very good, very positive energy. There seems to be movement, clearly movement, change, action, and a lot of, you know, this is maybe there's going to be lots of conversation. I mean, it's Christmas, isn't it? So you're going to be seeing people around people a lot. It's very active. It feels like a lot's going on, lots of conversations happening, lots of seeing people is happening of this Christmas. So I expect you to have a wonderful Christmas, Leo. I expect you this week, I hope for you, hopefully this week you get some time to just try to relax for a few days, try to be reflective, try to think about the things that you want to achieve. Do the research if necessary as well. Okay, my darlings, thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, please like this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell below for notifications. I'm going to be uploading a lot of new content before the end of 2018 to see us through to the new year. Okay, my darlings, and of course you can comment on this video and share this content far and wide on your social media, on your WhatsApp, on your people do it. I know people do it. I see it. I get the statistics. And you can follow Key Wisdom Tarot, of course, on Instagram and Facebook. That's at Key Wisdom Tarot. Okay, so I will be seeing you all very, very soon with your sneak peek at 2019. So make sure you click the bell to subscribe. Have a wonderful few weeks, my darlings, and Merry Christmas, Leo. Take care, my darlings. Bye.